Today what we'll be doing is we'll play the first note normally and we'll slide into the second note. So we've been playing the root and third for all the chords, that is root and third for G, root and third for C, root and third for D. And for the last G we'll stop with the next octave root note. So for G we'll be playing the G and B note. So we played the G here and we've been playing the B there. So now what we can do is we'll slide into the third note. So I'll play the G and slide into B from A, the previous note of G major scale, G, A, B. So slide into B. So it'll sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And for C major we've been playing the C and E. So C is right here. There's the third string, 5th fret, and we've been playing the E right below C, which is on the second string, 5th fret. So we'll have to slide in from D now, which is, so string number 2, slide in from fret number 3 to 5. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And for a D major, we've been playing the D and F sharp. So same way, play the D here and slide into F sharp from E. So fret number 5 to 7 slide. And finish with this octave G. So we'll have to use the right fingers again. We'll be playing G with our middle finger and slide into B with index finger. Play C with the middle finger. Slide into E with the index finger. Play D with the ring finger. Slide into F sharp with the index finger and stop with the G with the middle finger. So we'll try it over the backing track. Now we can play the same sequence in a different pattern. We can play the G here and instead of playing the B here, what we learned in the previous video, instead of playing the B here, we can play it there, which is on the 4th string, 9th fret. So we'll play G and slide into B from A. So fret number 7 to 9 on the 4th fret. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you play the same thing down one string, then it will become the C and E. You have the C here, and instead of playing the E there, you can play it right there, which is on the 3rd string, 9th fret. So we'll play C, 2, 3, 2. And if you play the same thing a whole step up, then it's D and slide in from E to F sharp. So which is fret number 9 to 11. So D, slide from 9 to 11 and use your pinky finger to play the G here. So it'll sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll try it over the backing track. Now we can do the same thing for the 3rd and 5th for all the chords. So we've been playing the B and D like that on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. So we can slide into D from C. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And for a C major, it's an E and G. So we play the E here on the 2nd string, 5th fret, and G is on the 1st string, 3rd fret. So we'll play 1, 2. So we'll have to slide in from the 2nd fret because it's going to be an F sharp to G slide. So like I mentioned already, as of now, we are going to slide in from the previous note in the scale. So if you have to slide into G, we'll have to slide from the F sharp note: G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp and G. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for a D, push the same shape 1 fret higher, you'll get for D. So you'll have to play F sharp and we'll have to slide in from G to A. And then for the last G, we'll stop with the next octave B. So it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll try it over the backing track. Same way, like we learned in the previous lesson, we can play the B here, and then instead of playing the D there, we can play it right here on the same string. So which is going to be on the 3rd string, 7th fret. So I'll play B here, and I'll slide from C to D using my middle fingers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And for the C major chord, I'll play the E here, and I can slide into G from this F sharp note, which is on the same string, 2nd string, 7th fret to 8th fret slide. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And for a D major, we'll have to play the F sharp and slide into A on the same string, which is on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. And finish with a B on the 12th fret of the 2nd string. So it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll try it over the backing track. For the last part, we'll be playing the same sequence for the 5th and root. So which is D and G for a G major. So we'll be playing the D and we'll slide into G from F sharp. So fret number 4 to 5 on the 4th string. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And for a C major, we'll play the G here, which is on the 2nd string, 8th fret, and slide into C from B. So fret number 4 to 5 again on the 3rd string. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And for a D major, we'll be playing the A and the D here. So we'll slide in from fret number 5 to 7 on the 3rd string. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And for the last D, we'll play the fret number 10 of the 1st string. So it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll try it over the backing track. And that's about it. So we have covered most of the basic melody that you can play over a basic chord change, a 1-4-5 progression. So we've been playing bits and pieces here. So what we'll do now is we'll connect all these notes into a particular pattern. They call it the 3-note per string pattern. So it'll be a lot more easier if you can learn the shape so that it's easier for you to picture the notes on the fretboard. So you can take a look at this scale chart. It's more like a chord diagram again. The small E will correspond to the first string and the capital E to the last string, which is the 6th. And the white marks that you see inside the chart are your inlays, the dots on the fretboard. And the black notes on the chart would mark the root notes. So say in case we are playing a G major scale, it's basically marking all the G notes in the scale. We'll start playing from string number 6. We know this already. Basic major scale. Now Now if you notice, for the string number 6 and 5, we are starting from the 3rd fret using our index finger, and it's the same shape basically. And when we move to string number 4, you'll have to put your index finger to the next fret, which is the 4th fret, and play F sharp G. We'll add an A here. What we are doing is basically playing the next octave A. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp G, A, and we'll play the same shape down one string, which is basically the B, C, D. So it's G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp G, A, B, C, D. The next octave G major. Again, if you notice, the shape is basically the same pattern for string number 4 and 3. And when we move to string number 2, you'll have to put your index finger to the 5th fret and start playing E, F sharp G, 5th fret, 7th fret and 8th fret, and we'll play the same pattern down one string as well, which is A, B, C. So the whole shape will look like this. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp G, A, B, C, D, F sharp G, A, B, C. You might be thinking why we stopped at C. It's obviously a G major scale, but what we are doing is we are just basically connecting all the dots, all the notes that we've learned so far, using 3 notes per string pattern. So for the first string, we have played 3 notes. So later we'll learn few more shapes to cover all the other notes in the scale as well. So as of now, we can concentrate more on the first shape. So it's index finger to the 4th fret now, index finger to the 5th fret, and then backwards. So make sure you keep all the fingers really close. Try not to do this when you play a scale, because when you have to play faster sequences tomorrow, you'll have to make sure that all the fingers are close. If you take your fingers out so much, then we'll lose a lot of time. So if you notice my right hand, I'll be picking down, up, which is alternative picking, down followed by up followed by down, so on and so forth. So when you're playing the G major scale, it's down, up, 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 down, and up. If everything goes well, then you'll end up with a upstroke on C. And when you go back down, you start with the downstroke, down, up, down, up, down, up. Again, if everything ends well, we'll finish the G note with an upstroke again. So initially, when you start off with the scale, concentrate more on the left hand, know where the notes are first, and later you can concentrate on your right hand. So you can look at your right hand and play, that's not a problem as well initially. It gives a better understanding of your picking hand. So try to play using alternative picking. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. As slow as possible. I'm just showing you how it goes. So you can practice 1 and 2. Like that. Make sure every note in the scale rings out. Now it's again understood that if you'll have to play an A major scale, you'll just have to move the root note to an A and play the same shape there. And if you want to play B major scale, just start with, put your index finger on the B and start playing the same shape. So if you notice, the shape is going to basically repeat for all the other scales. If you can memorize the pattern for one particular scale, then you can apply it for all the others as well. For the G sharp major, A sharp, B, until the next F sharp, you can use the same shape. So make sure that you keep this as a warm-up exercise. When you take your guitar, you can practice this initially to get your fingers warmed up, and then practice your lessons. And so we have come to the near end of our improvisation lesson. There's only one more part to get it over and done with. So make sure that you practice it on a daily basis. Make use of the backing track as much as you can. And what we played so far were like the very foundation what you can play over a basic chord change. Like we've been hitting all the root notes for all the chords, so it's not necessarily the same case for all the improvisation. There's like a billion combinations that you can come up with. So instead of hitting the root notes for all the chords, you can try hitting the third note for a G chord and the fifth note of a C major and the first note of a D major. It's going to give you different melodies depending on the notes that you choose. And at the same time, keep in mind that since you're a beginner, I would recommend you to hit the chord notes and play. But don't concentrate so much on the dissonance and the resolved notes over a chord. So if you think so much about the dissonance and the resolved notes over the chord, if you're so concerned about hitting a particular note over the chord, then the feel factor of the solo is going to be ruined, because it's going to sound very mechanical when you play over the chord progression. So instead, just go with the feel. The best part of this is you can try and experiment with your own melodies, you can come up with your own stuff. So what I've taught you so far is the very basics of improvisation. So now it's up to you to try different notes over chord changes. Like I already mentioned, you can try getting the third, fifth, or you can even try getting the dissonant notes. At the end of the day, don't be concerned too much about what note you're hitting. Try and make it sound more melodic. Try to bring out the message that you want to deliver through your solo.